Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Mike with Something Mobile, and before I get on to all these cases right here, and I'm going to try them all on the phone, and all of these cases are really good. They will do a good job for doing what they're supposed to do, be a case for your phone. The case that I recommend the most is this Mous case right here. This is the one to get because it basically is right in the middle of all of these cases. So being a slim profile case somewhat, but yet still being protective is really, really good. And it has kind of like a Kevlar on the back. On this one, it's actually called an Aramid fiber. I highly recommend it, but we'll get to this later on in the video. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you this later case. This is the Lou later case, and it's impossibly thin case for the Pixel 7 Pro. And you can pick this up for just under, I believe, 40 bucks if you use their coupon. Sign up online with their email account. With an account, they'll send you an email and you'll most likely get a code, or they'll just be able to give you a code right there that you can use in your cart during checkout. This case right here has a cool logo on the inside. It's a Lou Later logo. The inside is same material as the outside. It's a flexible case, and yes, I do have a MagSafe accessory on the back here, so that way you can easily attach any accessories to the back of this case if you would like. No problem at all. All right, so yeah, it works good. You can charge wirelessly through this case. There is a seamless bump that goes and smooths right into the back of the case right here on the top and on the bottom, and just kind of perfectly flows over this phone. So you can see that. I do have a sticker on the phone, and it is covered up by this case. You can see that right there. And so when I put this on, you can't see anything. So the cutouts on this are perfect. It's a really nice case. The only thing I would say about this case is the fact that it has sharp edges around the sides. It actually does add a little bit of grip to the case as far as that goes, but I would rather that Lou had maybe rounded the corners, the edges a little bit here, so that way it'd be a little bit more comfortable to hold. All in all, it's a good minimal case because it does leave this open up here. Excuse me. It leaves the buttons open on the sides, and it leaves the bottom open as well. So basically you just get the corner protection with not really good drop protection, because if you drop this case, if you drop this phone with this case on here, it's not going to protect your phone as much as you would hope it would if it was like a more protective case, right? But if all you want is something like a skin, and you're looking for something that can function like a skin but yet be a case instead, this is probably going to be the case for you. All right, not much protection, but it's just enough to keep your phone from being scratched, and yet still feel like you don't have anything on your phone. So yeah, I like it, but I only used it for about a week, if that. And then I put it in the box where it's going to go back right now. But for those of you out there that want that minimal feeling case, that's probably the one you're going to want to get. The next case is the Dbrand Grip. This thing, it really surprised me when I got it out of the box. I liked it a lot. I feel like I like the one on the Note 10 Plus a little bit more than this one right here. This case, they still live up to what the Note 10 Plus was for me, but there's little grips right here on the sides that when you hold your phone, it's really, really grippy. All right, so that's really nice. We're gonna take a look at the inside of the case as soon as I get this off here, but I threw it on here really quick because I wanted you to see that right there. The colors of the camera bump and the back of the case, which is really cool because you can order a new skin and make this case yours, right? So there's many different color skins that you can put on this to change it up a little bit if you ever get bored. And yes, it does live up to that name, Dbrand. So the Dbrand Grip is definitely grippy on the sides. There's a nice texture here all the way around, little bumps all the way around that grip onto your hand. And it kind of does hold onto your pocket when you pull it out of your pocket. The buttons do protrude off of the sides quite a bit. The buttons have a nice surface right here. There's like a little cuts in the volume rocker, none in the power button, but yet they do still remain pretty clicky. The cutouts are really nice. You have good access. I feel like if you drop this phone with this case on it, it would be somewhat fairly protected. It would be pretty good, and your phone will charge wirelessly through the case. And I did add a Mophie ring on the back of this to make it MagSafe compatible. And so now I have MagSafe compatibility on this. And this is the reason I got it, is because I wanted, one of the reasons I got this case, not the reason, but one of the reasons is you can put a skin on it, which is kind of nice, because you can put a MagSafe ring underneath the skin and the ring will not come off for obvious reasons. All right, so this is the case by Dbrand Grip, and I believe it's about the same price as the later case. These cases are not easy to get off, both those two cases. The later case holds on really good. The Dbrand Grip holds on really good as well. And there is a nice branding on the inside there. And there is a really soft texture on the inside, on the top and on the bottom. There's no holes or cutouts right here on the inside to help protect your phone if it does drop. But I do think it would be protected enough. All right, so yeah, that's the Dbrand Grip. And so let's get on. I'm not doing the OtterBox now, we'll save that for last. The OtterBox Defender Pro is going to take a little while to put on. I'm probably gonna have to speed that up. I'm trying to minimize the amount of editing I'm having to do in this video. Yeah, I'll save that one for later. All right, so this right here is the Spigen Thin Fit. And this also has a ring that I put on it to make it MagSafe compatible. And this is one of the cheaper cases that I have here. And it's an all-around good case. This is a good everyday carry. If you're going to get only one case, I would say probably should get this case if you were looking for a cheap case, because it's minimal yet protective, because it's got the little bubble or little cutouts in the corners there. So that way you do have some drop protection, which is really cool. I like that they did that. They added a little card in here so you can scan this and go explore, go check out their website. They've got really other cool things. The Spigen MagSafe ring actually got me into MagSafe products here. So this right here is made by Winx. That's what I have on here right now. It's all metal, and yeah, so now that case is also MagSafe friendly. And you would be wondering maybe what if we put a ring on the inside of the case? Would it work? Is this thin enough? I would say that none of the cases are actually thin enough to work, to make it work enough, to make it more magnetized enough to be able to hold on to anything at all. It will actually work if you put it down on the surface of a table and want to wirelessly charge and be able to connect to a wireless charger. Yes, no problem. But other than that, relying on it to hold on to your wallet and make that work, then I wouldn't say that was a good idea at all. You're going to lose something if you do that. All right, so the inside is it's a hard plastic. It's a nice, solid material on the sides or on the back. There's a TPU right here around the volume rocker and on the bottom, the top as well. On the sides, it's a hard plastic also. And let's see what it's like on the phone. And these are the cases that I do recommend. You can get any of these cases and you'll be happy, except for one. And I'm going to show you why I think that one might not be a good choice. But you can see that there's more coverage around the camera there, which is actually really, really nice. And yeah, you can see the sticker kind of peeking through, which is kind of cool. Cutouts are really good. It does charge wirelessly through this case. You can see there's plenty of lay on table protection. There was plenty of lay on table protection for the Dbrand Grip as well. Hopefully you guys saw that. The later case, no, there's no protection at all for lay on table. It's just nothing. It's nothing at all. All right. So these cases, when they're hard to get off like that, that's actually good. Because you know that there's not a chance that it's going to end up popping out of there if you happen to drop your phone, which that would not be a good thing. So let's get this thing back in the box and get on to the next case. I'm going to put on the Symmetry case by OtterBox. All right, so the Symmetry case. If you're going for a clear case, why not consider this one? I would consider it even more if they had MagSafe. This plastic that they use on this case, I don't know what it is about these, but they do tend to scratch a lot, and especially because they don't have any feet on the back to protect the back of the case from touching a surface of a table. All right. So I don't know whatever it is about that. I don't know why they do that, but they continuously do it. But if it does get too scratched, what's nice about OtterBox is you can just ask for a replacement and they will send you one, no problem at all. It'll be like $10 for shipping, something like that. All right, so yes, you can see there's already some scratches on there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I've barely even used this case. The camera is nice and protected. You can see the sticker through it. If you put a sticker on this, you'll be able to see it. If you put a skin on the phone, you'll be able to see it through the case as well, which is cool. There's plenty of drop protection. These are thick sides right here, and the buttons don't protrude as much because of the thick sides and lots of protection. So the buttons themselves are accessible enough, so they're better than the mouse case, which is kind of interesting that I'm saying that. And that's one downfall of the mouse case, is the buttons kind of hide, but yet still it is my favorite. So the cutouts are good. Cutouts are good here. It's going to be an all-around good case. I don't know if it's worth the price tag though. It stays on there really good. You can charge wirelessly through this case. Let me check for you really quick. Yes, charging wirelessly through the case, and you could easily put a MagSafe accessory or conversion kit on here, no problem, and it would make this case even better. All right, so let's get on to the other case that I have in this lineup here. I believe it's by Encased. Let's see here. Yes, Encased. All right, so the reason I got this one was because it had MagSafe built in. But there's one major downfall to this case, and I'm going to show you that right now when I get it on. They do have little cutouts right here in the corners, so it's going to be drop protective. You can already tell that this plastic is yellowing somewhat, and this case is quite a bit more flimsy than the OtterBox case. But it's okay. It's good enough. The sides are TPU all the way around, so this thing is going to yellow. They say that they put an anti-yellowing technology in it, but there's not very much. The case right here, you can see it attaches itself to the top part of the phone right here. And that is a problem because it's just not that nice looking. The back of the case right here is hard plastic. Right here, it's a TPU. And so that wants to connect to there. And all they had to do was put little dimples on the inside of the case and it would have not connected. But it wouldn't have matched this. So I understand that they didn't want to do that. But nonetheless, it would have been nice had they figured out something to do to make that not happen. The sides of the phone are actually kind of squared off instead of being rounded, which I really don't like that much. There is a branding on the side right here, Encased. Yeah, so in the hand, it doesn't feel too good to hold comparing to something like my mouse case that I have right here. The hold power of the case is good for MagSafe, and it does charge through this case as well. It's drop protective. The buttons are clicky. They're nice. They're not mushy or anything like that. The cutouts are good all the way around, but I can already tell this case is yellowing. I like the case because it feels like it's somewhat sticky, so it won't slip out of your hand, yet it would be slippery enough to go into your pocket and not pull out your pocket. So this case, all in all, for the price, I say it's okay. It's not bad. I like that if you only had maybe around $20 to spend on the case and you wanted something that was built in MagSafe, then yeah, maybe you should consider this one. It's a good case. All right, let's go with Mous. I'm gonna go put on this Mous, and they do have somewhat of a good presentation, but when it comes to presentation, I would say the Dbrand Grip wins. And yeah, guys, hopefully I'm getting through this pretty fast for you guys, but hey, if I'm helping you at all, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell icon to the right of the subscribe button. You'll be notified for future videos like this one in the future. All right, this is the Mous case, and this actually has a good presentation. Talks about magnetic field for, I believe, pacemakers and things like that. Yeah, don't use it next to those. Made for Google Pixel. That's cool. And nice presentation. This is life without limits. Awesome. Good job. This is the Mous Limitless 5.0. And you can see that they do have MagSafe built in. They've got that MagSafe kind of look in here. Nice soft material. This is actually a little bit softer than what you would find inside the Dbrand Grip. They're known for their drop protection, and the stuff that they have built in here, it's air shock. And it's actually, I haven't really gotten to test it because I haven't dropped my phone in this, but it does feel nice. Feels really, really sturdy. It's a good case. And let's see, the sides, they do have somewhat of a textured grip on the sides, but it almost feels like you're holding the case or the holster of a OtterBox Defender case somewhat, that kind of the same texture. And I thought that it wouldn't be grippy, but after a while it does actually start to get grippy. There's some grip right here, so that way when you're holding your phone, you can hold on to it a little bit better. They've got little lanyard slots here if you wanted to have a lanyard, but you can see here's the buttons on the sides. They kind of blend in with the case. So the power button and the volume rocker is somewhat hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish which one is which. The top and bottom do have a lip here that will protect it for lay on table protection. And one cool thing about this case, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's got MagSafe built in. I love MagSafe. You guys might think MagSafe is kind of pointless, but if you guys use MagSafe accessories, then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to why you would want MagSafe built into something. Why not have it if you can? You know, yeah, no, you don't absolutely need it, but why not have it if you can have it? It's good. There's a Mous logo on the bottom, and the cutouts are really good. All in all, this case it's like nearly perfect. I really do like this case. I love the cutout like this right here. I love that you can see a lot of the Dbrand Grip skin that I have on the camera bump there. And the camera bump is pretty much flush, almost flush with the back of that case there. So having a skin on it or something like that will help you quite a bit if you decide to go with this case. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's good. The only thing is on the bottom, I wish they had a little bit of a cutout just right here, so that way when you're swiping up, you wouldn't have to have your thumb dive down into the inside here to be able to swipe up to get to that little swipe up bar if you're using gestures. If you're not using gestures, the home button, back button, and app button, then you're good to go. It's going to be perfectly fine for you. All right, so let's get on to the last case, the Defender Pro. Let's get this one back over here. I'm not going to box that Mous Limitless case because it's going to be a little bit longer than really what I want to take on this video. This right here actually is a new OtterBox Defender Pro that I got here from OtterBox because they had to send me a new one because the clip broke on the last one I got. I had it on my side, got into the car, and it was my fault, but it broke off when I was trying to get in. I said all that same thing to OtterBox, and they said, no problem, you know, we're going to send you over a case. They didn't have to actually say anything to me. They just let the order go through. For any of these cases, I'm going to have links in the description. Some of them will be from Amazon, and if they are from Amazon, if you purchase there, you will see a link that is affiliated. That means that when you buy something from Amazon, I will get a commission from you buying that. It doesn't cost you any more money, but you can choose to use that or not use it. I honestly really don't mind if you don't use it. It's not a problem at all. But some people were asking if I had an affiliate link, so I figured I'd put affiliate links up. All right. So the inside is a nice padding on the inside here. We're going to talk about this clip and holster later. The holster and the clip, actually, you think, oh, that's not really anything big for me. You might be surprised. This actually does help make the phone even better, the case better as a whole. The usability of this is beyond what you would be expecting, okay? But before we get to that, let's go ahead and get this thing opened up here. And I don't want to, you know, get too much into like what's on the sides yet and all that, because it's all better when it's on the phone. So these clips right here, there's going to be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips. And they say to go ahead and set it in here first, like this, and then to get it on the phone like this by setting it inside here. Now, the only thing with this, I have a Whitestone Dome glass on my phone right now, and I'm expecting this case to lift the glass on my phone, because usually right around the edges right here, you're going to notice that sometimes the mold is a little bit tight, and which is good if you don't have a screen protector on. But sometimes if you have a screen protector on, a glass one especially, it's going to lift it up after a while. And I'm watching for that right now. And all I would have to do is go ahead and take this case back off, just like this. Be no problem. Get that case off. All right. And then take a little bit of a knife. Some of you might be apprehensive to do this, and I understand that. It's no problem. Then you know what? This might not be the case for you. But if you are courageous enough to go ahead and try this, then, or daring enough, I don't know if courage has anything to do with it, you can go ahead and carve this out. Just that little area where it was bothering your case or your screen protector, just take a knife and just carve that out a little bit. Be careful. With doing that, you might want to like put it down on the table and then start carving it out that way or whatever. Just do a little bit at a time until you feel like you have it where you need it. All right, and put it back on. It should be good to go. Some molds are fine. They come out just fine and they're ready to go. Then other times, for whatever reason, you're sent a case that has some part of the case that is a little bit different fitting than the other parts of the case. So yeah, get this put on all the way around and make sure it's all fitted nicely. The thing is with this, if you use this case for an extended amount of time, like maybe 2 years, maybe even a year, this rubber right here will start to pull away and stretch out, okay? That's something you might want to consider. Some people say that you can put this case without the phone on or in it in some boiling water and then pull it out and then let it sit and it will go back to size. I wouldn't do that. Just go to Amazon.com and go to OtterBox.com and get a new case from them that way. All right, so the colors on this are really nice. I have a video, I'll put a link to that up here, talking more about this case and the Symmetry case that you saw here already in this video. And you can see that the camera is nice and protected around the sides right here. And there's a notch right here. I'll show you what that is for later on. There's some buttons that are nice and clicky. And you would think that this case is actually kind of big. And you could be right. If you don't have medium-sized to large hands, it might be a little bit big for you. But the thing is, with this case, even if you have smaller hands, it's such a grippy texture that it's going to grab onto your hands, and you're not going to really have to worry about dropping this phone too much. And if you do, the phone is pretty protected. I wouldn't say that this phone is actually more protective than the Mous case. The Mous Limitless case has probably better drop protection because of the built-in air shock that they have in that case. But the materials that OtterBox used on this case is probably going to make it to where this is somewhat drop protective. And the sides, you're going to have plenty of lay on table protection right here, and the sides are basically flush with the curve, the top of the display. The sides don't really drop down to the side of the display to match up with the curve like they do on Samsung devices. And I don't know if you could get a MagSafe underneath this. I don't think it would stick good enough through this material. It might. I've not tried that yet. That's something that I might consider doing, but I think that a MagSafe accessory or a MagSafe conversion kit on top of this, it might not stick because of this material. All in all, this case is really, really nice. There is a flap on the bottom here, and don't let this fool you though. It will keep debris out of the port, yes, out of the charging port, but the case as a whole is still exposed to the elements. In other words, dust can get in, water can get in, anything like that can still get in. So I would recommend taking this case off at least once every month or every other month to take it and just clean it off on the inside to get that dust out of there so you don't scratch your phone. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on here. You can see that there's a clip here, okay? That clip needs to match up with this tan part right here. So that means that you have to go like this, face down, or like this, okay, face up, which is cool because you can guard the camera if you want to, which is pretty awesome, or you can protect the face if you would like, just a little bit more. And yes, this is a belt clip, and you have to get it in on the bottom, and you have to put this in a particular way. There used to be cases in the past that would be made for Samsung devices or other devices where they'd put this clip in the very center right here instead. There would be a problem if they did that here because the power and volume rocker are in the middle of the device. They can't do that, right? So because of that, if you have it on the side of your hip, it's hard to know which side is the best way to put it because it won't hook on this way. So you're going to be fumbling around a little bit. So it's not so easy to just not look, right? Sometimes you're going to have to look. After a while, you'll probably get used to it, but at first you're going to have to look to see, hey, wait, where is that notch again? And then you'll be good to go. All right, so while I have this like this, I'm going to go ahead and flip this around like right here, and we'll talk about another feature of this case. The holster itself, actually. So the holster in the back, see, it actually, yep, it acts as a kickstand. Yes, which is pretty nice. You can do it like that, or like this to have a more minimal kickstand experience. You can have it on this side without this clip here, like that, or you could put it like this with the clip side down, okay? And it'll work perfect. So yeah, also when I'm using this, I like to use it kind of like a pop socket axe, and I will close it on my fingers like this. And so that way it holds on to my fingers, and I'll have a cool or a really good one-handed experience. All right, you can put this whole thing in your pocket. Actually, in a guy's pocket it'll fit. In a woman's pocket, no, it's not gonna fit. It'll most likely have to go in the purse, or on like a strap, like a purse or something like that. They do have a little bit of a barb right here that'll hook onto your belt clip or any straps that you want to put this on, and it'll hold on pretty good. My favorite is the Mous Limitless case right now. What's your guys' favorite? What would you guys consider? Let me know if you guys recommend any more cases or any other accessories for the Pixel 7 Pro in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. My name is Mike. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to the right, the subscribe button. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.